Right now, as you watch this video, there are companies you have never heard of that know where you live, what you earn, what you fear, who you love, and what you are most likely to do next. They have never met you. You never gave them permission. You never signed a contract with them. Yet they know you better than most people in your life. And the most disturbing part? What they know about you can be bought. We live in an age where privacy is treated like a personal choice. If you care about privacy, people say, just be careful what you share. But this idea is dangerously outdated because today, privacy is not something you lose by accident. It is something that is quietly extracted from you by an industry most people do not even know exists. This industry is called the data broker industry, and it operates almost entirely in the shadows. Data brokers are companies whose only job is to collect, analyze, package, and sell personal data. Not social media platforms, not search engines. Those companies collect data to sell ads. Data brokers collect data to sell you. They build detailed profiles of millions, sometimes billions of people, and then sell those profiles to anyone willing to pay. Insurance companies, banks, political campaigns, retailers, employers, law enforcement agencies, and sometimes anyone at all. So what kind of data are we talking about? Not just your name or email. We're talking about where you go every day, your spending habits, your debt level, your relationship status, your health concerns, your religion, your political leaning, your stress patterns, your likelihood to take risks. Some brokers even assign labels like financially desperate, emotionally vulnerable, or high persuasion target. These labels follow you silently. You never see them, but decisions are made based on them. Now, here's what most people do not realize. You do not need to post anything online for this to happen. Every time you use a loyalty card, every time you install an app, every time you use GPS, every time you make a digital payment, data is generated. That data is shared, merged, resold, and analyzed until a detailed version of you exists in databases you will never access. And unlike credit reports, you cannot correct these profiles. If the data is wrong, too bad. If it's misleading, too bad. If it harms you, you'll probably never know why. Now, let's talk about consequences. Imagine applying for a loan. The bank doesn't just look at your income. They may look at behavioral data, how stable your routines are, how predictable your spending is, how often you move locations, what type of phone you use. These signals can influence whether you're approved and at what interest rate. Imagine applying for a job. Some employers purchase personality and risk profiles built from online behavior, not to see who you are today, but to predict who you might become, a future problem, a future quitter, a future liability. You are judged for actions you haven't taken. Now imagine politics. Data brokers allow political campaigns to micro-target emotions, not ideas, emotions, fear, anger, pride, insecurity. Different versions of reality are shown to different people based on psychological profiles. This is not persuasion, this is behavioral manipulation, and it works because it's invisible. Now, let's address the biggest myth. Many people say, I have nothing to hide. But privacy is not about hiding, it's about power. When one side knows everything and the other knows nothing, control becomes effortless. You don't need force, you don't need censorship, you simply nudge behavior. Recommend this, hide that, delay this, amplify that. Over time, choices stop feeling like choices, they feel natural, and that's the most dangerous part. Now, here's where things get even darker. Data brokers are not heavily regulated in many countries. In some places, they're not regulated at all. This means your data can be sold multiple times to buyers you would never approve of, including scammers, stalkers, and foreign intelligence groups. There have been documented cases where location data was used to track military personnel, journalists, and activists, not by hacking, by purchasing it legally. Now, ask yourself something important. If this data is so powerful, why are ordinary people not allowed to see it?
Why can companies buy detailed profiles while individuals remain blind to how they're categorized? Because transparency would expose how much influence is being exerted quietly. Now, let's zoom out. This industry exists because attention is valuable, but prediction is more valuable. The better a company can predict you, the more control they have over outcomes. And prediction requires data, massive amounts of it. So, we've built a world where convenience is traded for surveillance, one click at a time. And once surveillance becomes normal, it stops feeling dangerous until it's used against you. Now, the question everyone asks, can you escape this system? Not completely, but you can reduce your exposure. People who understand this industry become more intentional. They limit unnecessary apps. They question free services. They separate identities. They treat data like currency. Because that's what it is, currency. You pay with it every day, often without knowing the price. The most powerful systems in the modern world are not loud. They don't announce themselves. They operate quietly, efficiently, and without emotion. The data broker industry does not hate you. It doesn't target you personally. It simply optimizes. And optimization without ethics is one of the most dangerous forces humans have ever created. If this video made you uncomfortable, that's a good thing. Discomfort is the first step to awareness. Share this video with someone who believes privacy is dead and doesn't matter anymore. And if you want more content that reveals the invisible systems shaping modern life, subscribe. Because the most important battles today are not fought with weapons. They're fought with information. And now, at least, you know where the battlefield is.